The Woody Allen Show.
This just in, Ernest saved Christmas. He in fact saved Christmas back in 1988. I wish he was around to save everything now, but you know what? He saved Christmas then. We gotta hold out hope that another Ernest will arrive to save the day. And just a heads up, my accountants are still crunching the numbers on the budget that we blew through for the Christmas AI special. I hope you listen to it because they're back there in the back crunching those numbers and seeing if we can do the Christmas special. I don't know about you, but after the Christmas AI special, I don't know how much awesomeness I can cram into episodes and have them back to back. I'm afraid that if I did another one right after that one, that all the podcasting platforms, they wouldn't be able to handle the traffic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hold off on doing another Christmas special till our accountants are done crunching those numbers. In the meantime, we're going to talk about some other things until we can see if we can squeeze out another budget. I may have to tap into next year's show's budget, which is fine, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take out a loan for this show, but you know what? I feel like this is my gift to the world, and the more specials that people have, the more special they are. So, today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about a movie that until recently was really low on my radar. I have to admit, I'm sad to say, I'm disappointed to even say that. I think that this movie should be and has a rightful claim to the throne as one of the top Christmas movies ever made. I am talking about Ernest Saves Christmas. Listen, I know what you're saying. I know what you're going to say. That list, let's go down. Let's talk about Christmas movies in general, right? So Christmas movies hold a very special place in many of our hearts, many of our memories, everything. There are classic movies that the holidays do not officially start until you watch that movie with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, with an audience, with everybody, or by yourself late at night, whenever you want to watch a Christmas movie. These movies exceed like the limitations or what's the word I'm looking for? They're in another universe of moviedom. Okay. So I'm talking about like Home Alone. Everybody knows Home Alone. All right. Home Alone 2, which I really love Home Alone 2. That's probably one of my favorite ones. I actually like the New York warehouse tricks and slips that Kevin does. In that one, I love the first one. It's a classic. I mean, it's a classic. I can't dispute it. Home Alone 2, though, doesn't get the love I think it should. The pigeon lady kind of, I don't know how I feel about her, but everything else I pretty much love. So Home Alone and Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation is one of those movies that it really is the official start of Christmas if you watch that. And it's a classic. It never gets old. You can watch it 1,000 times every year. Fantastic movie. There's some other ones. Miracle on 34th Street. That's an all right one. It's not, I like funny ones, but it's cute. You know, you can't really, I don't know that I've seen it all the way through, and be honest with you. A Christmas Story, I have to admit, that's another one of those ones I don't think I've seen all in one time. I've seen the pieces and accumulated together. It has made a whole movie. However, to sit down and watch it all at one time, I cannot recollect a time where I sat down and did that. So, you know what I'm saying when I say a Christmas classic. I'm saying the big ones. And, you know, the old school stop animation ones, you know, Rudolph, all those that you have to see them. Charlie Brown, everything, right? All these Christmas movies, you know, but this one, and maybe it's just me. If it is, tell me, like, send me a message or call the new number. Hold on one second. I've got a new number for the show. So you can call, you can leave me feedback, you can leave me a question, a topic, or you can just ramble for like 3 minutes. I think that's when the voicemail cuts off. You can call and leave it, and I'll play it on the show. It's 540-425-0596. 540-425-0596. Okay. One that I am sad to say was probably low, and I didn't forget about it. Do not mistake me. I didn't forget about Ernest, but I don't know that I ever thought of Ernest Saves Christmas as like, oh man, that's like a must see. All right. So what we did last night, our goal as a family and in this holiday season is to watch 1 to 3 Christmas movies a week until Christmas hits. Okay. So we go through the list. I check it twice, and then I find one, and then it's like, okay, let's go. And we're given we got to have a 30-second decision period, right? So we're sitting on the couch, Netflix, Roku, whatever channel we're on. Preferably, I don't want to buy them, but if they're streaming for free, that's even better. So we click on it, boom, done. There's no going back. Last night, I had the remote, and I was flipping through. The first one that came up was A Miracle on 34th Street. Really wasn't feeling that. Not a bad movie, y'all. The newer one. It's not a bad movie. However, I flipped through. I'm not really feeling that. It was within my 30-second window of making a decision. And then I found Ernest Saves Christmas. Elf was on there. I'll get to Elf in another episode, maybe after the Christmas special down the road. But Ernest Saves Christmas was on the list, and it was on the free Roku channel where it has ads in it, so it's free. I was like, let's do it. So, Ernest Saves Christmas. I am so glad. I am honestly, and I mean this genuinely, I am so glad that we watched that movie last night. One, I absolutely forgot how great of an actor he was. And by he, I mean Jim Varney, okay? Ernest P. Worrell. He's a fantastic actor, right? So when you probably within the first couple of minutes, you're going to think to yourself, man, I can't do this tonight. Ernest is like, give him time. Give that performance time to marinate, okay? Because, yes, he's Ernest. You know what you're getting into with that character beforehand. But the other characters that he just kind of pulls out of the archive throughout the movie, that man's got range, and he's fantastic, okay? So let's go down Ernest. Let's go down some of the basics of Ernest Saves Christmas. Then I'm going to get to why I think it should be... Man, this is a bold statement. Top 5. Yeah, I'm going to say top 5 Christmas movies. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm there. Okay. So, 1, you've got Ernest, Jim Varney. Excellent, just amazing guy, amazing actor, amazing. It's an Ernest movie. That's what it is. Okay, there's no mistake. All right. You got Douglas Seal. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He plays Santa. He was a great Santa. A fantastic Santa. Okay? He wasn't like the bigger, kind of jolly, plumper, Santas that we're usually used to. However, he had just like a presence about him. He was sweet. He was kind. And he had like his eyes just had like a Santa-esque eye look to them. Okay? Now, the new guy... Oh, man, I don't want to spoil this, but you just need to go watch a movie. You're going to love. I'm not spoiling anything. He's looking for someone to take over as Santa. It's like his last year, right? So he travels to Orlando, which you could tell is pretty hot, obviously. But during the filming, because a couple of the actors were really sweating throughout the movie, you kind of tell. But he came to Orlando to find this actor that had been doing a children's show. They had been canceled, and he was going to convince him to be the new Santa because he gave with his heart. It was a real sweet story. It was an amazing story. The new Santa they was picking, he had to win me over. He won me over in the last couple of seconds when he had the beard and his kind of facial expressions. His eyes were good, but yeah, he was all right. But let me tell you this. Look up Billy Bird, okay? The actress. Okay, she played a character named Mary, and at the end, you'll know exactly who she is because she walks off with the old Santa, who's no longer Santa, I think his name is Seth Applegate. I think that's what it was. That lady, Billy Bird, must have been in every movie in the 80s and 90s because she was in this, and I think she's in Home Alone too. Yeah, I think she's the lady that was getting on the plane that the mom was trying to give her earrings and all that stuff to get a flight back home to get Kevin. She's in it. If she's in it, you know it's going to be amazing. And let me talk about one character that when she came on screen, I was a little worried. I was like, man, I don't know if I have the patience for this sidekick character. I forgot about this character. I forgot that this type of character was in this movie. I don't mean anything against the actress. I mean, like, oh man, it's that kind of rebel character that comes in and is like, takes away from my Ernest time. But it was Harmony, the teenage kind of runaway Harmony, free spirited. You go down the list of the stuff for movies. She did a great job. After watching this and after like getting in the zone and getting in the Christmas Ernest zone, I was like, she doesn't annoy me. I thought she would. She doesn't. She did a great job. She wasn't like cheesing it up the whole movie. She had a good performance. Credit to the actress, Noelle Parker. I need to look her up, see what else she's been in since then. But she did great in this role. So it was a good cast, right? Like this cast is solid. None of them really got on your nerves. Okay. They were all kind of sincere. You knew what you were getting. You were getting an Ernest movie, and the scenes was like the reindeer in the warehouse and the two luggage guys. That hilarious to me. I think one guy that he had like 3 lines in the movies. You got to see it. It's funny. The alien goats were on the ceiling. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie. Okay, so let me go down the reasons. I've got them typed up here so I do not forget. Listen, these are legitimate reasons. I'm not goofing off here. I'm going to give you actual factual reasons why I think that this is a special movie and should be considered one of the best Christmas movies ever made. These are actual legit reasons. Okay? I'm going to go straight down the list for you. Okay? Jim Varney's iconic performance. That's number 1. He has a unique style. He's enduring. He's funny. He has physical comedy. His facial expressions are just unforgettable. And he is beloved. Okay? When he goes through pain, you go through pain. Right? At the end, when he wanted to ride the sleigh, but he didn't think he was going to ride the sleigh, and he kind of went off pouting, you felt bad for him. Oh, what a guy. But then when he was asked to come back to the sleigh, and he had you know what I mean. Classic. You love him. You love him when he's funny. You love him when he's sad. You love him when he's kind of like, oh, I knew he wasn't really pouting. Okay. Iconic performance, Jim Varney. That should be one of the number 1 reasons. Okay. Number 2. This is number 2. These are legitimate reasons I want you to consider why Ernest Saves Christmas should be considered one of the best Christmas movies ever made. It is a heartwarming story. This movie combines humor, a touching story about the spirit of Christmas. It has themes of generosity, kindness, and the importance of belief. Think about the whole movie. During the whole time, what was kind of one of the core things, right? So Santa would meet somebody and he would know when they had stopped believing in Santa years ago. He knew their story, what they wanted. And you instantly had this kind of warm, fuzzy feeling about Santa Claus, how people didn't believe him. And then he got thrown in jail and then they had to go get him out, which was hilarious, by the way. And the fact that worked actually was kind of believable, but the heartwarming story. I loved every tone that this story had. It wasn't too much, but it had good points. They didn't hit you over the head at first. Like it even had redemption of Harmony's character. Okay. Heartwarming story. That's the second reason why this is one of the best Christmas movies ever made. Number 3, it is a unique take on Santa Claus. This was a different type of Santa Claus. All right, it wasn't the Santa that was going on another mission, right? Not another mission, but another Christmas where he's got to deliver the presents. He's looking for a successor. Now, I know we had that with Tim Allen's. That was accidental, the Santa Claus. He fell off the roof and died. But This was different. He was actively looking for his replacement, which was a sweet, kind of different narrative for a Christmas movie. All right, he traveled there. He knew who he wanted. It was so sweet for the reasons. It was just kind of a different take. And plus, I told you, I love the Santa Claus in this movie. I thought he was really well done. He was kind of on the smaller side. And again, his face, his accent, everything just was kind of, I loved it. I loved it. All right. That was number 3, the take on Santa Claus. One of my favorite takes on Santa Claus. Number 4, family friendly humor. Okay, so one of the things, listen, you've got your raunchy Christmas movies, and they have their place. And even some of Christmas Vacation, it's funny. You can't really knock it in any way. It's just got that humor. But this movie is just safe for everyone. Your grandmother can watch it. Your little one can watch it. Everything about it. Okay, it's got clean slapstick humor. It's enjoyable to all ages. It is a great family movie. And what is better at Christmas than a family movie? Okay, so that was number 4, family friendly humor. Number 5, nostalgic charm. You know I was going to say it. That's one of the top reasons, nostalgic charm. It just brings a wave over you. Okay? It reminds me of my childhood. The simple joy of simple storytelling. The little funny slapstick moments of like the luggage guys and the eyes. You'll know what I'm saying when you watch it. The reindeer gag on the ceiling was hilarious. Okay? And I remember watching this movie as like a kid. How old was I? I was 6, 7. I was 7. I was 7 years old when this movie came out. I remember, I don't know when we saw it, but it was obviously 80s and 90s. And just thinking like, man, this is probably one of the greatest movies. But from a special effects, like when he's in the sleigh flying around the earth and the reindeer, how they get the reindeer on the ceiling. It's just got nostalgic charm. It's old school. It's Ernest. It's clean. That's number 5, nostalgic charm. Number 6, memorable quotes. If you can't find an Ernest quote, you aren't watching it hard enough. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? When he goes through and they actually sees Vern, I think this might be the only time we don't see Vern. We go in Vern's house, which is a great, fantastic scene of him taking the tree to Vern's house with Harmony's there. But he takes the tree that he found in the highway. He takes it to Vern's house and sets it up. And then I was laughing out loud when he was pulling the extension cord. I mean, not the extension cord, the actual electrical wiring out of the wall. Listen, his performance and his timing and even the camera work, kudos to the cinematographer and team, because like the first, I don't know, it's first person view, but like the camera, when Ernest is talking to Vern, right? When he's talking to Vern, the way they do the camera just makes it so much funnier. It's just that whole scene is hilarious. Okay. So number 6, memorable quotes and scenes. That is what you want in a memorable Christmas movie, a classic. You want those quotes and those scenes that just make you chuckle after the fact. Number 7, Christmas spirit. This movie has the essence of Christmas spirit. It has joy, the anticipation, and magic that is what the holiday season is all about. If you don't have the Christmas magic, then it misses a touch, just like Miracle on 34th Street. Clark, when he plugs the lights up, you can consider that kind of magic. It's not bad magic. But these movies, they have to have that kind of Christmas magic that's just enough. It's not crazy. That's kind of my gripe with the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. I love them, but the first one was the best. But as they kind of went on, it's almost too much. I think you might know what I mean, hopefully. If not, call the number. It could be too much, like magic and too much, like, y'all remember like the Polar Express, like the bell part, right? Oh my gosh, that part, right? So this movie has Christmas spirit all over it. Even though it took place in Orlando, didn't really have any snow. It had everything else. Okay. That was number 7, Christmas spirit. Number 8, a positive message. That's right. The whole time of the movie, it is hitting you with these good themes of maintaining faith and innocence in a cynical world, and especially during the holiday season. Okay. Well, Harmony's character arc, right? Where She's troubled youth. She lies. The first time we meet her, she's lying. She's lying to the waiter when she's leaving the restaurant. She's dying and dashing. All right. She's lying. She lies to Ernest. She lies to Santa. That's a funny scene too when she gets in the car. That's their interaction. Extremely funny. And then her growth through it of where she takes the bag, she takes Santa's sack and the magical orb or whatever you call it, and then brings it back. It has that positive message, but it never loses, like, you never feel like in despair or that everything's over. You kind of know it's going to come back. You know it's going to come around. You know everything's going to work out. So you kind of feel good about it, but it has that underlying message of everything. Like, you want the successor to Santa to believe. He's lost belief. The other people around Santa that he's talking to, you kind of feel Santa's, like, not desperation, but like his sadness sometimes in the movie. And I know this is an Ernest movie. You think I'm playing? Listen, these moments are there. That's how this is why this is just deserving. And if you haven't seen it lately, you need to go watch it. That's number 8, positive message, which is always a good thing. Number 9, creative storytelling. Okay. So let me tell you this. So when you're writing a Christmas movie, that's one thing. But then when you say, I want a Christmas movie, but Ernest has got to be in it, that just adds a whole nother layer to make it entertaining. Okay? So not only do you have these memorable characters, Santa, elves, reindeer, all that stuff, you've got to somehow balance it with Ernest and Jim Varney's Ernest and let them balance out, let not having anyone kind of steal the spotlight, but them share it, but it's still an Ernest movie. So I know the writers probably had a creative time doing that and filming and everything, but Ernest is unique. Okay, some people, you watch his movies, you hate them. Other, like me, I love them. However, like, to combine the two, make it charming, sweet, and have Ernest in it, but not have Ernest in it where it's like all the time Ernest, they hit the sweet spot, in my opinion. Creative storytelling, that's number 9. And number 10, top 10 reasons why I think that Ernest Saves Christmas deserves to be one of the best, to be known as one of the best Christmas movies ever made. It is cult classic status. I mean, think about, it came out in 88, right? Which this is about in that time range when movies come in the late 80s, 90s, where these movies almost like nowadays, they start to kind of turn the corner and become that cult classic, right? Like us 40, 50 something people and older who remember the movie, start watching it again, like thinking about our childhood, thinking about, man, I remember watching it with my family and had a wonderful time. You start bringing that movie back. And this movie has that. It was made in 1988, prime time, prime nostalgic time, and it's gained a cult following. It's quirky, warm-hearted, and it should be a staple in Christmas classic movie cinema. Okay? So listen, you don't believe me, all right? You don't want to believe my take on Ernest Saves Christmas. Then hear from Santa Claus himself. That's right. Santa Claus himself called and left a review of this movie for y'all to hear. He called the number 540-425-0596. That is the Woodyland hotline. He called that and left it just for y'all. So listen to Santa's take on this Christmas classic.
Ho, ho, ho. Well, my jolly old self took a break from checking the naughty and nice list to watch Ernest Saves Christmas, and let me tell you, it's a holly jolly riot of a film. 2 thumbs up, more like 2 mittens up from the North Pole. First off, Jim Varney as Ernest P. Worrell is as delightful as a cookie left out on Christmas Eve. His slapstick antics and rubber-faced expressions had me chuckling heartily enough to shake my belly like a bowl full of jelly. The way Ernest fumbles and bumbles through the movie, helping me, Santa, find a successor is a true Christmas treat. The storyline, as whimsical as a sleigh ride over a moonlit snowscape. It's not every day you see a film where Santa Claus is on the brink of retirement. And Ernest, that lovable goof, really brings the spirit of Christmas to life with his earnest, pun-intended desire to help. But the humor is as family-friendly as my workshop. It's clean fun and filled with enough laughs to make even the grumpiest elf crack a smile. And let's not forget the heartwarming moments. This film is like a warm mug of cocoa. It leaves you feeling all fuzzy and warm inside. The portrayal of Santa here is quite interesting, too. A bit of a modern twist on the classic. But I must say, the red suit has never looked better. And the idea of finding a successor adds a sprinkle of Christmas magic to the whole narrative. What really gifts this film 2 thumbs up is its message. It's all about the importance of belief, the spirit of giving, and the true meaning of Christmas. It's enough to make anyone's heart grow 3 sizes. In conclusion, Ernest Saves Christmas is a festive frolic filled with laughs, love, and a dash of Christmas magic. It's a movie that brings out the childlike wonder in all of us, and for that, it gets Santa's highest honor, 2 jolly thumbs up. Sorry, now if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to preparing for the big night. Merry watching, and to all, a good laugh.
There you have it, from Santa himself. The review, movie review. Who knew Santa watched movies about himself? He called in, left you that review for us. There we go. Thank you, Santa. Thank you so much, Santa. Hope you call again. Hope you have a great time finding those milk and cookies. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything you do. All the gifts you give, fun you bring, all that good stuff. So, Ernest Saves Christmas should be considered one of the best Christmas movies ever made. So just to put it in context, let me tell you, I just Googled, and with the help of AI, I wanted to find out what were the top 10 Christmas movies of all time. All right. Top 10. Okay. What's considered, what AI, Google considers the top 10 Christmas movies of all time. I didn't put it top 10 funny Christmas movies, top 10. So let me go down the list with you. Number 10, White Christmas. 1954. Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye. I can't say that I've seen this, y'all. I'll be honest with you. I don't know about this. I have to watch that. Okay. Number 9. Now, okay, this is another episode. This is probably up for debate. I'm just going to say it, and we could talk about another episode, whether or not this is a Christmas movie or not. Die Hard, 1988. Oh, man, that came at the same time. I just realized that. Do you all realize that in the same... Oh my gosh, I need to do some live research here. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you realize? Okay, so Ernest Saves Christmas came out in November the 11th of 1988. Let's see when Die Hard did. Die Hard came out in July 22nd. Guys. Ladies, everybody, that is unbelievable to me. We had what could be considered 2 of the greatest Christmas movies come out within a few months of each other. Unreal. Okay, that's number 9, Die Hard. Number 8 is Love Actually, 2003. That's all right. I like it. It's all right. It's a good love movie. It's good, kind of romantic. It's good. There's a couple parts in it that make me sad. It's all right. It's a good movie. I wouldn't consider it my top 10. I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's a great movie, but Polar Express. Now, let me tell you something. This movie, I love the story of this movie. The animation kind of has worn on me a little bit. The Uncanny Valley, but still a good movie. The bell scene gets me every time I'm over there. Whatever. It's great. Great moment. Yeah, I love the movie. I wouldn't mind a live action, though. They could remake that, but Tom Hanks did almost every part. What if he could come back and... Yeah, they should update the graphics in that. And unpopular opinion, one of the kids on the train, his voice kind of irks me the whole movie. Other than that, I love it. Other than that. Number 6, Elf. This is a classic. 2003. Elf is a classic. You can't really debate that. Number 5, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Honestly, I think that needs to be higher. That's number 5 right now. I don't know that I would agree with that. I think that needs to be bumped up. Number 4, Home Alone. Y'all, I don't know if I agree with this list. I think AI Hey, I got it wrong, but whatever. Number 4, Home Alone. That came out in 1990. Okay. Miracle on 34th Street, the 1947 version, is number 3. Okay. Haven't seen it. I need to see it, apparently. A Christmas Story. We were just talking about this last night at our family after Thanksgiving dinner. I need to see this all the way through from start to finish. If I have, it's been a long time, so long that I can't remember doing it. 2, I may never have. Sorry to say. That came out in 83, so quite a bit older, 5 years older than Ernest. And the number 1, I think you all kind of know this. I don't think this is going to come as a surprise, but It's a Wonderful Life. Came out in 1946. Not a bad list, but let's check. We're going to check one more list. Okay, I'm going to type in. We're going to find out what are considered the top 10 cult classic Christmas movies, and we're going to see if Ernest gets any respect on this random list that's going to be generated. All right, so we're going to let that generate. We're going to let the people in the back crunch the numbers. They're going to get through. They're going to do this. They're going to kind of go through. And let me go through a little bit of trivia for Ernest Saves Christmas. Just a little bit. Just a couple of things I've been looking up on my IMDb, want to share with you. So when you're watching it after you listen to this episode, which you know you're going to feel pushed to do, and you should do. Okay? Look for Santa's passport when he gets to the airport, when he takes out his passport. Look where he's from. Let's go a little touch. I want to tell that. I was right. Okay, I was right. Yep. Okay, I did not know this beforehand, but man, this just makes me feel like I am so smart. This is the only Ernest movie in which Vern appears. I thought so. Like the other movies, like he talks about Vern, but he went to Vern's house. So that's awesome. And I had a feeling this was the first movie filmed at Disney MGM Studios, now Disney's Hollywood Studios, in Orlando, Florida. Man, awesome. We're going to Disney in a few days. So it's going to be awesome. But I mean, it's totally different from then, but whatever. When Jim Varney was asked why this movie received a PG rating, I didn't know it had a PG rating. I thought it was G. He jokingly replied, unusual cruelty to reindeer. Man, he was awesome. May he rest in peace. Okay, so I'm going to go over what's considered the top 10 cult classic Christmas movies of all time. Real quickly, I'm going to go through them. Now, this list, I'm actually liking this list more than the other one. This one's the cult classic version. Number 10, Love Actually. That made the other one. Y'all know my feelings on that. Number 9, Home Alone. That's not really a cult classic. That is more like a classic. Number 8, this is interesting. The Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know if I consider that a Christmas movie. I know I should. I always consider it a Halloween movie. I don't know why. I just do. Number 7, Bad Santa. It's all right. It's bad. It's got Santa. I know what they were doing with it. Yeah, it's funny. It's I don't know. It's all right. Like that's not something I like. It's all right. Number 6, Elf. It's not cult classic. I don't know why they're saying this is cult, because this is not cult. That is a classic, which from 2003 to be considered a classic is saying something. Number 5, Scrooged, with Bill Murray. That came out in 88 too. My gosh. Oh my gosh. 1988 was almost peak Christmas cinema. Unreal. I'm going to have to do some diving back in 1988. I'm going to see what else happened in 1988. Okay. Number 4, Gremlins, 1984. Okay. Yes, absolutely. We talked about this last night as well at our after Thanksgiving dinner. Yes. Glad that made the list. Number 3, Die Hard. Again, not a cult, but I'm glad it's on there. Number 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Obviously, still not a cult classic. I think it's a classic. And then A Christmas Story. I see where they're going with this list. But as you can tell, and I am disappointed, dismayed, and quite frankly, disgusted that Ernest Saves Christmas didn't even make the top 10 cult classic list, according to ChatGPT. Didn't make the top 10 Christmas movie list. So listen, I think I'm gonna start a movement here. Let's get Ernest Saves Christmas up on this list. Probably top 5, I would say. Top 5 best Christmas movies ever made. Know what I mean?